We all have opinions, but what makes someone's argument actually persuasive? What's that secret sauce that makes you nod along and say, yeah, I get that? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to break down the art of persuasion, looking at what separates a flimsy claim from a rock-solid case. Let's do it. So to make this super concrete, we're going to look at a specific challenge. The prompt was this: write a persuasive essay about the rise of intelligent machines. Simple enough, right? But we're going to analyze 3 different essays that tackled this prompt, and let's just say they got very, very different results. And this really gets to the heart of it, right? What is that secret ingredient? What is the thing that takes an idea from just, an opinion and turns it into an argument that actually works, one that can stand up to a little pressure? Let's dig in and find out. Okay, so we're going to start at the bottom of the barrel. We're looking at an argument that scored a measly 1 out of 6. And honestly, sometimes the best way to figure out how to do something right is to look at how it can go spectacularly wrong. So let's dissect this failure. Okay, so here's a quote from that essay. Now look, on the surface, this is a totally valid point, a real concern. But here's the problem. It's just a statement. It's a firework that never goes off. It's a thought that's just left hanging there with absolutely no follow-through. And the reason it goes nowhere is because of this one massive flaw. There's no clear thesis. A thesis is like the North Star for your argument. It's that one sentence that tells everyone, this is what I'm arguing, and this is why it matters. Without it, the whole essay is just adrift. It's a ship without a rudder, just floating aimlessly. And you can see how this one problem causes a total collapse. The official scoring guide lays it out perfectly. Since there's no thesis, the claims have no backup, no proof. They're just thrown out there. And without a logical path to follow, the writer just ends up repeating themselves. To top it all off, the language is so full of errors, you can barely figure out what they're trying to say in the first place. It's a domino effect of failure. So, what's the final verdict? A 1. All the way down. A clean sweep of 1s. And what that tells you is this wasn't just about a few typos or a clumsy sentence. This was a complete, foundational failure. The writer missed the absolute basics of how to build an argument, from coming up with the idea to actually organizing and writing it down. All right, let's climb up the ladder a bit. Next up is an essay that scored a 3 out of 6. Now, this is a huge leap forward. We're moving into the territory of competent. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's not a total disaster either. It's okay. And boom, right out of the gate, you see the single biggest improvement. It actually has a thesis statement. It might look super simple, but just having this one sentence is a game changer. It gives the whole essay a purpose. It's basically telling the reader, hey, here's my plan. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad of this topic. But, and there's always a but, right? Here's the catch. Yes, it's a thesis, but it's kind of weak. Saying there are ups and downs is, well, duh. It's so vague and broad that there's nothing to really sink your teeth into. It doesn't make a sharp, debatable point. So while it gives the essay some direction, it's not focused enough to lead to a truly powerful argument. So what you end up with is this classic trade-off. On the plus side, hey, there's a thesis, and it follows a clear 5-paragraph structure. That's great. But because that thesis is so wobbly, the analysis itself is super shallow. The points are just kind of stated, not really explored. The paragraphs feel less like a connected argument and more like a checklist. Point 1, check. Point 2, check. And the score tells that exact story. Solid 3s, right down the line. This is the definition of average. The writer clearly gets the basic rules of the game. They know how to build the container, the structure, but what's missing is the good stuff inside the container. The deep analysis, the real substance. It's all frame and no picture. Okay, now for the main event. Let's look at what a winner looks like. This essay scored an awesome 5 out of 6. This is where we see all the pieces click into place to create an argument that is not just competent, but actually persuasive. Let's see how it's done. I mean, just look at this thesis. Read that. It's night and day compared to the last one, right? It's not just, there are ups and downs. This thesis takes a stand. It's confident. It says, yeah, there are concerns, but the benefits are better. It's not afraid to have a strong opinion, and it even gives a nod to the other side of the debate right from the start. Now, that is what a powerful thesis does. It's a roadmap for the whole journey. We, as the reader, know exactly where this author is taking us. We know their destination, that the benefits win, and we know the route they're going to take to get us there. It's all about clarity and purpose. Okay, and here we see the most sophisticated move in the whole essay. This is a total power move. See, the writer doesn't just pretend the other side doesn't exist. No, they face it head on. They say, here's what some other people think, and then they carefully and logically explain why that view is wrong or less important. This is huge. It builds so much credibility. It shows the reader, hey, I've thought about this from all angles. So, what's the magic recipe for a top-scoring essay? It's really this combination of things. You've got engagement with different perspectives, you've got concrete, specific examples, not just ideas, but things like the actual dollar cost of an employee versus a machine. You've got that killer move of rebutting counter-arguments, and it's all wrapped up in a package of smooth, logical transitions and sharp, precise language. That's the whole package. And the score sheet says it all. A beautiful line of 5s. That's the payoff for all that hard work. This is what a truly excellent argument looks like. It's smart, it's supported, and it's put together like a masterpiece. Okay, so we've been through the bad, the okay, and the awesome. So what's the big takeaway from all this? Let's boil it all down into a simple playbook, a set of key takeaways you can use for literally any argument you ever want to make. It really comes down to 4 essential steps. Step 1. Forge a clear thesis. Don't be wishy-washy, take a specific, debatable stance. Step 2, back it up. Develop and support your points with real examples, solid reasoning, actual evidence. Step 3, and this is the pro-level stuff, engage with the counter-arguments. Acknowledge the other side and show why your view is stronger. And finally, step 4, organize it all logically. Lead your reader by the hand from one point to the next. Make it easy for them to follow you. And there you have it, a step-by-step breakdown of how to build an argument from the ground up. And you know, these principles don't just apply to writing an essay. We're talking about a work presentation, a debate with a friend over coffee, even just making a case for where to go to dinner. It's a life skill. So the only real question left is, now that you've got the playbook, what argument are you going to go out and win?